mean, that's what causes, like, the really, like, hey, I want to be your best friend. Let's talk about all my deep personal feelings when you're on Molly. That's the shit that the NMDA gives you.
Welcome to the Sunday Shredz podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Today will be our Olympia prediction video, but, man, there's really going to be borderline no structure to every single episode of this. People have been asking for more content, and thusly we're here with my terrible microphone, my cheap webcam, and the couch I got from my mother's nail salon. My first guest is going to be Mr. Allen, and we're going to be talking about the Olympia predictions for Open and Classic. I have not kept up with Classic, except for worshipping Terrence Ruffin and Courage O'Bara. Come back. And I've kept up quite a bit with Open. So, Alan, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Alan. I am just a guy. I go to the gym. I like pharmacy. That's another fun little bit about me. Other than that, I lift weights, but just trying to get big, and it's not working out too well, but we're getting there.
Look at the cap delts on this guy. He looks like a walking snow cone. Regardless, this year's a pretty big Olympia. It looks like there's a lot of people gunning for that top position.
Yes, sir.
This is the year that Nick Walker said he was going to win.
Do I think Nick Walker's going to win?
Let's start out with that. Who do you have in number 5?
Fuck, we had to start at 5.
We're starting at 5.
Shit.
Do you want to start at 1?
Honestly, No, let's do 5.
Let's start at 5.
We gotta do 5.
Who do you got at 5?
If I'm thinking about it this year, definitely. Man.
Let's get a chart going.
I need people.
Okay.
So
do you want to pull up the Olympia competitors? I'll make our Olympia prediction chart.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Apple for this.
For real.
Making a little chart in my notes. Alan and Jeremy. Okay. I didn't introduce myself. My name's Jeremy, and I'm an NPC Board Short Brigade competitor, and I am working on finishing up all sorts of degree nonsense, certification nonsense. Essentially, I'm a not so great personal trainer. But that is what it is. Mostly goes to do lifts and works at a middle school. So, who are the competitors for Mr. Olympia this year, Mr. Van Adder?
I tried to pull up the list, but it brought me to a website that was bogus.
Mr. Olympia qualified?
There we go. That sounds more legit. Mr. Olympia.
All right, well, who do you have in 5th?
Well, in 5th, if based on this,
Would you like to read out all of the names real quick?
Yeah, let's go with that first.
Mr. Olympia qualified competitors are?
The qualified ones, but also the first one that's on this list is Brett Wilkins, but he's not competing, I think.
Correct.
Hadi Chupin.
Last year's Mr. Olympia.
Derek Lungsford, 2nd place last year. Nick Walker.
The mutant.
Brandon Curry.
Just a nice guy.
I don't think is Big
Ramy's not in it
He's
this
not
year.
doing it this year.
Winter is actually not happening.
But it might come next year. Who knows?
Samson Dowda, Mr. Hostile himself.
Behruz Tabani.
Behruz, I'm pretty sure he can't make it either, right?
I don't know if he got his visa.
Yeah, but Behruz
a lot
is
of
good.
people did not get their visas.
Does that say Tony Burton?
Yeah, Tony Burton.
It's Tony O'Burton.
Yeah.
Interesting. Ross Flanagan.
That's his nickname.
Ross Flanagan is there.
Yeah.
Ian Vair's out of it.
He's gone, yeah.
Michael Crizzo.
Michael Crizzo is looking pretty beefy.
Super good. Top 10 guy for sure, but we're only doing top 5.
I think this is pretty nice that Phil Klahar made it.
Phil Klahar, Andres Presti.
Andres Presti, Hassan Mustafa, Justin
Shire. Roman Fritz.
Hunter Labrada.
Andrew Jacked.
And then Kamal Algarni.
Nathan Diasha isn't making it.
Unfortunately.
Regan
Grimes, Theo LaGuerrier, and Charles Griffin.
Okay, Alan, so who do you have at 5?
If I had to pick based on this entire list, it's kind of hard, just because, not going to lie to you, a lot of these guys are phenomenal.
Powerhouses.
And have improved drastically each year. It might be... Oh, Jesus, this is really hard. I might have to say Hunter.
Hunter Labrada.
I just got it, yeah. Hunter.
That's genuinely who I was going to pick for 5th place. I think he's brought an all-around really good package.
He fixed his midsection. That was the thing that bothered me a lot, was his midsection to look kind of watery. But now it's like, I don't know, it just looks a lot better. It has like that film gone.
Just so you and I don't pick the same thing, I'm going to pick Andrew Jacked as 5th place. Because I think that his physique is just undeniable. I'm not personally a huge fan of his shape, but man, he comes in with just about as much muscle as you could put on that frame, and really, there's absolutely nothing wrong with anything he does. His posing is phenomenal. I'm just a hater and don't really like it that much. But man, I think he's top 5 at the Olympia for sure. He's one of the best in the world. Undeniably good. So who do you have in 4th?
Actually, it was going to be Andrew Jack.
Andrew Jack.
Reason being is because I do agree with his shape. It does look a little bit weird. But the fact that he's able to pack that much muscle on that frame is obscene. Like, that man is carrying more muscle than, like, a fucking, like, tractor trailer towing, like, fucking hay. Like, that shit is huge. My man's is giant. My man literally, like, I don't understand. He just came out of nowhere, per se, and then now is basically, like, on his way to being, like, top 3, possibly.
I agree completely. That's why I put him in 5th. But I feel like there's one person that you're overlooking quite a bit, and that's Mr. Brandon Curry, who is my 4th place pick. I think Brandon Curry is... he's former Mr. Olympia. His physique is about as perfect as a human can get. The shape that he brings in the upper body all the way through his back, I just don't think his conditioning is going to be quite there to break that top 3. I think you and I are going to have the same top 3 in different orders.
Got that right.
Yeah. So, who do you have in 3rd?
Well, this is where, like, when it comes to the top 5, it got kind of finicky for me, and where I may need to replace somebody the more I'm thinking about it. Because I forgot about somebody.
Mr. Nick Walker?
Can I move Hunter out of my list?
Oh, Hunter coming out of the list. Andrew in 5th.
Andrew's going to go in 5th this time around.
And Nick Walker in 4th?
No, actually. In 4th place, I think... Actually, you know what? Yeah, 4th place is going to be Nick Walker. I just thought about that for a minute.
Okay.
4th place is going to be Nick Walker. The reason why I say Nick Walker is a lot of my justification is going to come from my next picks. But pretty much Nick, even though he's improved this year, the people that he's competing against, I think, are... they've just set a standard. And then one of the people who's coming in there, who I will mention, is...
Who's your 3rd place?
Brandon Curry.
Brandon Curry.
Well, I think Brandon Curry is starting to have a bit more of his 2019 look. The more like I look at him now,
He looks incredible.
Yeah, he looks really good, especially with in New York. His most recent picture that he posted, I think it was today actually. He
for his birthday, Coach Abdullah posted.
Yeah, he literally went to go pose before he went to go meet his wife. My man's is dedicated to the craft. Now,
Brandon Curry and Abdullah really know how to bring it in. Coach Abdullah does not get enough credit.
No, he doesn't. He actually, remember, we used to get a lot of shit, like for Big Ramy bringing him in off, and then now you got like Mr. Curry over here, literally coming in, probably going to be the most peeled he's ever been.
Yeah. And
I think 3rd place is befitting, just because my next 2 are going to be an interesting one.
My 3rd place is Nick Walker.
Not bad.
The reason I have Nick Walker is I think he's going to come in equally as sharp with more muscle than last year. And I think that, yes, they're rewarding shape quite a bit, but at the end of the day, Nick is about as classic as a bodybuilder gets. What is a bodybuilder at the end of the day? The most mass and symmetry that you can put on your frame, and as shredded as you can bring it in. Nick is as hard as steel. You could fold him in half. Perfect symmetry.
Yep.
Hard as steel. His posing is perfect for his frame. He really can't do too much more, in my opinion, and I think that's why he's going to be 3rd. I don't think that we're going to see one of the picks that you're going to have in the top 2 here in the top 5.
Yeah.
I think that there is a bodybuilder that I'm going to leave out of this top 5 that's either going to make me look really smart or really dumb when it comes to
boy.
Who is your 2nd place pick, sir?
Hadi Chupin.
Hadi Chupin. Mine is also Hadi Chupin. So.
All right. Well, my reason for Hadi Chupin is pretty much because my reason for 1st place. But Hadi is conditioned every single time. Mm-hmm. He does not miss.
Never.
I've never seen that man off. If he's off, that's unheard of. Even the synthol accusations, I kind of wave a little bit, except for the rear delts. But my man literally deserved to have won the year prior. I'm glad he won last year. Do I think he should win this year? Maybe. But at the same time, the guy who I think is going to beat him, just literally, I've seen his most recent pictures. The guy looks like a fucking water buffalo.
Well, let's not leave him hanging. On 3, we're going to say who we think wins.
All right.
1, 2, Derek.
Yep. That's exactly who
I don't think Samson's going to crack the top 5 this year. I think Samson is an incredible bodybuilder, but I don't think he's going to break into that top 5. I think that these 5 guys that we have named, Andrew brings a higher level of conditioning with more size on a similar frame than Samson. And I don't think that with the time Andrew is going to have, he's going to be able to, be beaten by Samson.
My main thing with Samson is I think everyone that he's beat thus far is coming in with a vengeance.
I would agree.
Like, he's beaten every single person basically on that list almost, and they're all coming for blood basically. Like, he beat Nick.
I don't think that's going to happen again. I think
exactly. I don't think it's going to happen again.
Especially when I'm seeing these updates from Samson, they look incredible, except this last one. Everyone's talking about how small his waist is, but I don't see anyone talking about how flattened out he looked through everywhere else.
That and not conditioned at all.
Not conditioned, smaller. Yes, his waist looked incredible. Maybe it was just angles. Maybe we're going to look like dumbasses in like...
Yeah, I mean, fuck, he could fucking win the whole thing. And then we're going to look like idiots.
I guess we're not monetizing this one.
Yeah, that's true.
Not that we monetize any of them. Not that I upload. Okay, let's pull up that classic qualified list. Now that I don't think we need to talk about why we think Derek's going to win. But genuinely. I'm not trying to
genuinely, no, seriously, like I said, that man literally looks like a water buffalo. He's got Hani as his coach, which so does Hadi. But, like, if you're looking at it here, his structure, probably the best in the business. His X-frame is probably the best I think I've seen since I've been alive and into bodybuilding. And when I say that, I mean, like, in my generation. Because obviously, if you're looking at, like, Ronnie Coleman, that's Ronnie fucking Coleman. But versus our boy over here, Derek, like, yeah, it's apples to oranges, but...
Oh my god, that's a long list.
Yeah, man, who's got time?
Let's do top 3.
Alright, yeah, we're going to do top 3 this time around, because that's where I think it's actually going to get really dicey.
Holy crap, how many... Can I look at this?
Yeah, they got a lot of folks.
How many qualified people are there?
Quite a few.
Wow. Wowie. Courage is qualified.
I bet he is.
Courage Opara is qualified.
I bet he is.
I have to change my winner.
I bet you do.
He's one of my favorites. I don't care what anyone says. I'm a huge fan of Courage Opara.
He's watching right now.
If he ever sees this, I would be beyond pleased. I would love to collab with him. I would love for him just to respond to a DM. I've never sent him one. Maybe he would. But I think he's the bee's knees. His posing is great. His physique is really tight, really compact.
I agree with you.
Just a great overall bodybuilder. I don't know much about him as a person. I think
he just gets outside and out-heighted, per se.
Well, the new weight cap came in. Maybe Courage is going to come in 15
pounds that's true.
Up.
I got to remember that new weight cap is actually what's making this whole thing be kind of shaky and be, like, really interesting top 3.
So, who do you have in third?
Ramon.
I have Herbs. They auto-corrected to yes. I think I'm going to make some really hot takes on this one since we're not betting anything.
Yeah,
currently.
why not?
I think that Ramon's going to be kicked out of the top 3. I think of the 3 big guys this year, I don't think Ramon is going to be in it. I think that they want something slightly different currently with their changes to the weight caps, and it will be reflected this year.
I think the weight caps are actually going to benefit him, if anything. Because if anything, it's going to benefit Chris. So in all reality,
maybe
if all like he took second place last year.
Yeah.
Ramon looked phenomenal. Like people even made arguments that he could have even won last year.
Yeah.
So what's to say that he's going to be like just shoveled down to third place from last year? When in all reality, with an increase in weight cap, if Chris is going to benefit, what's to say that he and everyone else is? There's no way saying that he's not going to benefit from it.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying I don't know where his physique goes from there.
I think that it's kind of like you can make the same argument with Chris too.
I am gonna make that same argument with Chris moments from now.
Oh, okay, we're getting there. I can actually.
I am gonna make the same argument with Chris. Moments from now.
You and I might actually be getting close to making the same argument.
I'm just gonna say my second place is Chris Blumstead.
Oh man, hey, you know, I actually think this might be the year
This is the year he's gonna get dethroned.
I think this is the year he's gonna get dethroned.
He's been talking about complications with his prep, and not to talk shit on the guy, but I don't think his look is that classic anymore. I think he just looks like an open dude.
That's what literally was said about him. Nick Strength and Power, they literally made a video comparing him to an open pro, like as an open pro.
And that's where I think we get lost. I think that classic this year, with the weight cap increases to the shorter guys, we're aiming for that Lee Haney. We're aiming for that Franco. Because all of the lower class, or the lower height class guys, got an additional 10. If not a little bit less, right?
And if you also think about that too, like, that makes a lot of sense then, because if they're increasing the weight caps and they're making comparisons.
Ramon and Chris got 2. They got 2 pounds.
Yeah.
That's it.
They're literally
and
already.
And neither of them were at the cap.
They're already there, pretty much. Mm-hmm. So it's like.
Urs, I think, is the middle ground.
I think I see where you're getting at now. Yeah, because Urs still has a lot of room.
Well, so did Chris and Ramon. I just don't think it's going to matter when we look at. Oh man, this is not a guy that's going to be in our top 3, obviously, but Brian is going to come in as a monster.
He's going to be a wild card this year. He's already looking to be the best that he's ever been.
I agree.
I've seen his most recent pictures, and that man is looking.
Can
scary.
I guess your second place?
My second place was Chris.
It was Chris?
Yeah, you already know who my.
I have Terrence Ruffin.
That's why I was in first. I've seen Terrence's most recent picture, 2 weeks out versus last year, night and day.
I don't think he's going to leave anything on the table. And he missed weight by 1 pound last year. And he looks tighter this year and has 10 more pounds to work with, and he's filling every ounce of it out.
And he literally looks like his fucking hamstrings could cut like a knife. Like, that's how sharp they are. They're cutting the knife.
Just to touch on this before we move on to other non-Olympia themed nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy Boyendia is going to win his 5th title.
As a hot take, I mean, I'd love to agree.
I think Jeremy Boyendia will win again.
That's my wish.
That's based on nothing but emotion.
I've seen his most recent back pictures, actually.
I love Jeremy Boyendia so much.
Actually, speaking of Jeremy
He's such
Boyendia,
a douche. I love him so much.
He is, but he's fucking huge, actually, now. He's actually surprising me.
I don't care what he looks like. I think Jeremy Boyendia is one of the first people to bring elite-level genetics to men's physique.
Yeah, no,
he's
sure.
On a whole nother level.
He also has a host of injuries too, even like while like he was in his top like tier game. Like he had a back injury. Like
he also had the biggest ego of any bodybuilder at any given time.
Exactly, and that's how we got men's physique Antoine Vaillant.
Dude, he lost his shit when that happened.
That was the funniest.
He blew up.
I have never seen a man more
mad.
pissed off, and then literally Antoine Vaillant did a guest posing in board shorts.
Hello? I think I'm going to throw the men's physique today.
Nothing.
Antoine's the GOAT.
Nothing.
It's so funny.
Antoine's the best.
So, now that we're done with our Olympia predictions, we made our hot takes saying that Chris is... I'm glad we were on the same page there.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know what it is about this specific year, but it seems like the fucking Asian dude won in where was it? New York or Toronto?
Toronto.
Toronto. The Asian dude came in and smoked everyone.
Just New York. Oh god, when was New York?
I haven't had as much time to keep up.
New York was a while ago because that was when I was like rooting for Stu to win.
Yeah.
New York.
Stu Sutherland.
Yeah. I think his physique is also he looks
really good,
huge right now.
You want to just take a second to shout out physiques that we really like then?
Yeah, why not?
Justin Shire tops my list. I think he has just crazy shape. Big fan of him.
I can't agree more. I love his physique. His back is fucking wings. My man literally has wings.
Ken Chang.
Is that
Branch Chang?
Oh.
Branch Chen?
Yes,
Ken
yes.
Chang? Something like that.
Who's the 212 guy?
Oh.
That dude. It's like starts with a P.
Jae Hyun. I follow him on Instagram.
I do as
He's
well.
Korean. right?
No, he's Chinese. The guy I'm thinking of.
Maybe the one I'm thinking of isn't open.
There's this Chinese 212 bodybuilder. I'm pretty sure his first name starts with a P.
Okay.
He literally is scary. I don't know if he's qualified for the Olympia or not, but that man could be a future threat to the title.
Sweet.
Based on how he looks, in my opinion, honestly.
You got any opinions on 212 this year?
212, probably Sean Clarita. And then...
He's the man.
Yeah.
Keon Pearson.
Keon Pearson, I think, could be possibly top 3. He looks really good.
I'm a big fan of Keon. I
am too.
I'm just kind of overloaded with all the bodybuilding content we get. I haven't had time to even follow the shows as much.
I haven't followed anything because I feel like it's just been like really. I don't want to say hush hush because that's not really true, but like it's not much like in my face as it was like the years prior. Like we just know it's going to be a big show and we're all waiting for it.
We know that everyone that's coming this year this will go down as one of the better Olympias of this decade.
Oh, for sure. This is going to be probably better than the past few.
2020 and 2021 were pretty weak. 2022 was good, but this is a star-studded lineup.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty good, and they're all in their A game. Like, nobody's coming in, like, looking like shit.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming in off, from what we can tell.
Any classic physiques you want to shout out, other than the GOAT, Courage Opara? If he sees this, that would be insane. That
Obviously,
would be so cool.
Obviously, Urs.
Obviously, Courage.
I think Urs could based on, like, his physique alone, I think Urs could be is the future of classic. Because, versus my arguments with Chris Bumstead and Ramon, where they're basically at where they need to be, and they're right at their spot. Urs still has wiggle room. He can still grow, and I think it won't hurt him as much since he was technically, like, even considered, like, skinnier compared to, like, the other guys.
I think he touches on where we get blurred on what we define as classic. Because he's, like, 90s classic. Where Terrence is, like, 80s classic.
Yes.
And Chris used to be, like, 70s classic.
Yes.
But then he blew up, and now he's, like, a 2000s mass monster.
Yeah, he's huge as shit.
So now we're looking at, like, Ramon doesn't really fall in any of those. He's just a dude who's not ready for open.
Yeah.
Where, like,
with a very pretty physique.
Urs looks like Dorian. He's peeled like Dorian, but shapelier.
Yeah, he is. He is very peeled.
Did you see his collab with Marcus Rule?
Oh my god, I don't think
The Big Rule. German engineering.
Oh, Jesus, I gotta watch that video just
Von Stroheim.
I just want to watch the video just so I can watch Marcus Rule burp every fucking 5 minutes.
A real man lets the woman load the groceries and smoke cigarettes. Marcus Rule's the goat. This is her bullshit.
I love that
He's
man.
the man. He's so great.
Man.
Regardless, anything else you want to touch on? How's your training going?
It's been going alright. The only thing I know is my, leg day's been kind of slacking because I've been getting more knee pain again.
Okay.
But I've been trying to stretch more, and that's been helping a smidgen. But I think that, I've been in need of new shoes. I think that might be my main problem.
Time for some new kicks?
Yes. Payday is next week, boys. Payday is next week. You know what that means. Shopping.
Romalios. Nike Romalios.
We're going to have to get Nikes. Just because I work at Walgreens.
You work at undisclosed location.
Yes, I work at a very undisclosed location.
I'll give you a hint. It's one of the largest companies in the world. That's a true fact. We work for one of the largest companies in the world.
And they don't even know my name.
They don't even know your name. I'm down to 1 day a week there. I work in a middle school outside of this. So my training, I'm going fine. I'm trying this 4 weeks on, 1 week deload, 4 weeks on, 1 week deload. It's going pretty good. I'm just trying to do that to gain a little bit of that massola. A little bit of that sazul. A little bit of that size.
Yeah.
Trying to go from,
Yeah. My next problem that I've been having is motivation in the gym. That's been a bitch lately.
Why is that? Stale on the movements?
No, I just think minus the gym, I just think a lot of the shit that's been going on outside of it has been getting me a lot more as of late.
Yeah.
Way more, but that's here nor there, boys. That's a whole different discussion.
What you sound like you need is a training partner.
Oh, I'm in need of one desperately.
Yeah, but Too bad we work such opposite shifts.
That is the shittiest part, and I don't have any friends who can actually keep up with me.
Well, the other thing is one of my clients, he's going away to go slide professionally for the next few months, so maybe we could change times. You've done it like, what, 6 most nights?
If I can actually get out at 6.
Yeah.
It depends. Like, for example, yesterday I was supposed to get out at 7. No, not 7. Yeah, 7 o'clock. I didn't get out till like almost 8.
Well, we can try and aim for some wins. But anything else you want to go over?
In regards to bodybuilding, really not a whole lot. Like, I guess what is it? Oh Lord, I don't know. I don't really know like anything that's really going on too much else besides the Olympia.
Well, since we're doing this in one take, and it's called the Sunday Shredz, I'm gonna play a little classical guitar piece before I press stop on the Windows camera button.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna grab this little stool here. This little thing. Yeah, this is why it's called the Sunday Shredz. Some days you might get Olympia predictions. Some days you'll get my classical guitar.
A or B.
I think most days you'll get the classical guitar, likely, but just to...
You get Olympia predictions pretty constantly.
Yeah,
it's kind of wild.
That'd be pretty nuts.
Olympia's this year. Which one are we doing? The Olympia Junior. You should have been there.
Yeah, there's an Olympia every week now, and everyone gets a participation.
Every week, and everyone gets a little medal. No, the orange ribbon.
An orange.
Yeah, the orange ribbon. The participation ribbon. That's what I would get.
That's all we got for this week, folks.
It was pretty quaint.
Yeah, you know, I don't even, what's that one called? It's like, I think it's study number 2, OPs. It's something like that. It's by Fernando Sor, I'm pretty sure. I have my sheet music binder somewhere. But not important. Somewhere. Thanks, folks. This has been the Sunday Shredz podcast. I'll be back, I'm going to try and upload something at least once a week, ideally twice. I want to start doing 2 videos a week. That seems bold, but ideally I'll get one in a week. Alan's probably going to be the main guest for this. We'll probably record it Saturday nights and I'll upload it, but we'll see what we got going on next week, folks. We're 2 weeks out from the Olympia.
Yes, sir.
That's all we got. Anything you want to say to send us off, Alan?
Whatever you do, don't be. I got nothing. I don't know. I thought I had something and then I just forgot it. Oh man. No matter what, don't trust the scale that you step on. It's actually a CIA psyop. They're actually just trying to get your numbers so they can track it down so they can record all of our metrics to keep it in a government database. So that way then they can figure out which medications you're using. That way they can poison our drug systems. But anyway, that's here nor there, boys. Have a good one.
Speaking of scales, the only one you need is the pentatonic, ladies and gentlemen. Pentatonic scale.